Hello, I'm Jim Brewer, and today we're talking about PPE in your safety bag. Okay? So, what is PPE? Well, that's a term you'll certainly hear in your working career, and it stands for personal protective equipment. It's the items designed to keep you safe during your workday. Things like goggles, hearing protection, gloves, all those safety items that you've heard about, often wondered why you had to bother, but there's certainly a reason for them. Your employer has a responsibility to provide the PPE items to you and to train you how to use them. As the employee, you have the responsibility to use them and maintain them the way that you were taught by your employer. So, very important to use your PPE. You know, your employer is going to provide them. You have to be the one that makes the decision to put them on and to use them. It comes down to personal responsibility, but you should be looking out for you, number one. That's important. We all want to go home at the end of the day. So we've got a safety bag here, and this contains your PPE items. The bag helps you keep your stuff together, and that way it's convenient. You'll always have it with you. Your name is on the bag, as you can see there, and it's just a handy way to keep your stuff together. Particularly during your training phase, you might be working with different technicians. You might be with Sam today and Bob tomorrow. Grab your safety bag and go. But you know, it's your responsibility to keep up with this stuff during your time working. Okay? So, let's take a look at what's inside. In the bag, you'll find a climbing helmet, a respirator, eye protection, gloves, hearing protection, a safety vest, eye wash, a portable GFCI, and some Band-Aids. Okay? So let's go ahead and take a look. The first thing you're going to find in your safety bag is an acknowledgement. And this is just an acknowledgement. It's a list of the contents. We're going to ask that you acknowledge that you received the items, that you'll use the items, and that if you ever leave, you'll return the items. Okay? So please acknowledge that. And then the first thing that comes out of the safety bag is your climbing helmet. And we've got a separate video about the climbing helmet, what it's all about, how to wear it, how to adjust it. So we'd like for you to watch that. But the climbing helmet protects you against dropped objects. If somebody's working above you, you should have on your climbing helmet. Anytime somebody's working above you, to protect against dropped objects. And it also protects your head during a fall. If you are to fall, whether it's off a ladder, off a roof, a normal hard hat, it would be gone before you hit the ground. This is going to stay in place and protect your head. So more details in another video, but it's one of their most important pieces of safety gear. Next on the list is your respirator, and you'll get your respirator during your respirator training and fitting. There's several different types of respirators. This is a negative pressure respirator. Head strap goes in place. And you'll get specific training on your respirator during your respirator fitting. All right, the next thing in here is your eye protection. I've got a pair that I wear, and even a backup pair in case something happens to these. But eye protection helps prevent eye injuries. Wear them whenever you're working in dusty areas or sawing or grinding or cutting. Quick story, I had a very bad eye injury probably 20 years ago. I was inspecting a tall industrial chimney. It was probably 150 feet tall. I had a 200-foot tape measure, but it wouldn't, the heat and the draft coming up the chimney wouldn't let the tape measure go down. I hooked a pair of vice grips to it to weight it, sending it on down, and must have hit a piece of mortar or something in the chimney, but the draft basically shot it right into my eye. I spent probably 2 months going to the doctor every day for eye treatments. And initially they weren't sure I wasn't going to lose an eye. It was a bad deal, but fortunately, due to some great doctors, it all turned out well. If I'd have had my eye protection on, probably wouldn't have happened, okay? Seems we all learn things the hard way. All right, next up in your safety bag is your gloves. So wear your gloves, prevent injuries to your hands, okay? This can be, we work with lots of metal, sheet metal, chase covers, chimney liners, lots of sharp objects. So wear your gloves, protect yourself, protect your hands. Next up is our GFCI. This is a ground fault circuit interrupter. Use this whenever you're working outdoors or anytime, maybe even indoors if there's a little water on the floor or any wet conditions. This will save your life. It will prevent electrical shock. What it does is if there's any imbalance of the electrical current, which would happen if you're receiving part of the electrical charge, this device recognizes it and shuts the electricity off, and it does it instantly, okay? It has a test button and a reset button and this red light. The red light should be on whenever there's power to the unit, and then you have a test button. Periodically just push it in, the red light should go out and the power here should stop, and then you have a reset button. This one's nice. It has a convenient 3-outlet plug, so if you've got some multiple tools, it's convenient. Take my glove off so I can work the computer. All right, next up is your safety vest. And this is just a typical high visibility vest. Some of the commercial sites or government sites that we work at require it. Not something you use a whole lot, but there when you need it. Another item is your hearing protection. I actually have 2 different ones in my bag. Just got my hearing protection, put them in your ears. Another one here. This is the ones I've actually been using. And the little strings get tangled up. Okay. So that's your hearing protection. Put it in your ears. Protect against loud noises like saws, hammer drills, and particularly your chimney vacuum. Yeah, the long-term exposure to loud noises will affect your hearing over time. Got a couple of bottles of sterile eye wash solution in here, just in case you get something in your eyes. You can flush it out. The more you wear your eye protection, the less you're going to need the sterile eye wash. And then last but not least, we have some Band-Aids in there just for personal use. The more you wear your gloves, the less you need the Band-Aid. So that's the contents of your safety bag. Keep up with your stuff, maintain it, and use it. You know, unfortunately, we can't stock this bag with common sense, but that's really the most important piece of safety gear you've got is good common sense and good judgment, okay? It's your best defense against injury. Think through what you're doing and don't undertake a job you're not comfortable with. We want everyone to go home safely at the end of the day. So if you're not sure about something, you don't feel like it's safe, time out, take a break. Let's figure out a good approach, a good safe solution to get the job done. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a great day and stay safe out there.